Oh my goodness, I'm Max Garcia, and today we are reviewing a Disney Plus original. Not often you hear that little phrase, and that's Diary of a Future President Season 1. 10 episodes are out right now. Each episode is around 22 to 25 minutes, but no commercials because it's a streaming service, so that's nice to see. And Diary of a Future President really hits home because it's literally based, like it's artificially based in a suburb of Miami. And guess what? I literally live in a suburb in Miami. So the Diary of a Future President surrounds two children to a single mom, and their dad died like 3 years ago. But those two children are Hispanic, and literally my high school is like 99% Hispanic. So the situations that they go through, they don't relate to Miami that much, but there's a couple things in there where I'm like, ooh, I see that. I'm like, I actually relate to that. But so far, Tess Romero plays this 13-year-old girl who's in 6th grade, and then her brother is a 8th grader, and then they have the mom, and oh boy, this deals with a little bit more than just the children who are going to school. So usually in Disney Channel shows like Austin, Hallie, and Jesse, they just deal with the students' situations. They don't really talk about the parent at all. But with this, the parent is a single mom, so the single mom is going out into the dating world, and then she meets this guy called Sam, and Sam makes these funny, corny jokes, which are pretty good. And I also have to say, the 13-year-old girl Elena uses like a ton of vocab words that I didn't really know. So it's like I'm always like searching up words on Google. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like cataclysmic. Like right now in the world, we're going through a cataclysmic event. And also, one of the like plots for the show is finding your reason for being, or your reason for being. And I relate to this because when you're in school, you kind of get lost with everyone doing their own thing, and you just want to find something they could do and you can stick to. So I related to that. And also, one episode was Elena trying to become like the Hurricane Watch, and she had to make this speech, and I was like, ooh, she's learning about hurricanes, and that's one of my favorite things ever is like hurricanes. And when she talked about the 1935 unnamed hurricane, I instantly knew like that's the Labor Day hurricane. Like I named that like right off the top of my head. That was a little geeky moment for me. And I really like this story. So of course Elena has her little crush, Joey, and they get together in the end, but not really. I do have to say I'm really excited for season 2 because that 8th grader, I forget his name, but he's kind of like dealing with bisexuality, which is a little weird. So he has a girlfriend named Monica with a Y, but then he has this like little weird moment with his friend in the closet. So that kind of shifts his opinion. He says I love you, and so far in the two like kid catered Disney Plus original shows, I really learned the lesson that I love you is a very important phrase. Like that phrase could shift a lot because whenever they like say it in High School Musical, the musical series, or this show, it's like, oh no, don't say it, or please say it. It's one of those things that you go back and forth. There's not really like that major like of sports in this show, so the only sports that we get into is like a little tennis with the brother, but it's not like, oh, football or basketball. There's not too many stereotypes, which I like.
We're throwing a party tomorrow night.
Our first real party.
Is it someone's birthday?
That's the thing. No.
And I didn't even make this connection yet, but the story kind of surrounds Elena, the 13-year-old 6th grader, going through her day, telling the story through her diary. And I really do love like just writing a little journal entry every single day, keeping a diary. That's something I do. I don't write as much as I should in it, but I just started keeping a diary this year. And this show relates to that, both in Miami, and you just talk about like the changes in school. Also in the bathroom, they talk about like a period with a woman, and I've never seen that before in a Disney Channel show. So this show definitely goes beyond just surface level stuff, like just simple situations with basketball stereotypes, nerd stereotypes, And although Elena is kind of like the smart, self-driven stereotype that doesn't really play video games, and her brother does play video games, is kind of like the chill dude and laid back, but that dude still plays tennis. So they kind of break the barriers of stereotypes, which I like. The dialogue is really interesting. I like it, especially since I'm in high school right now and we can't go to high school because of this cataclysmic event going around the world. I kind of miss school, and this show made me relate back to the fondness of school. I want to go back. So Diary of a Future President, I'm excited. And then for season 2, and then with her diary, it's her leading up to become president of the United States. A female president, okay. Diversity points there. And she actually meets like a senator in Tallahassee. And this just reminded me of how I couldn't go to Tallahassee because my field trip got canceled. I know, it's tough. But like all these moments, Tallahassee, Labor Day hurricane watch, I was like, this is just Miami things. The school is located in Miami, so I could heavily relate. They haven't talked about the heat yet, or the temperature, or the weather outside, so I'm waiting for that joke yet. But really good show. It's not to the quality of The Mandalorian. I actually think I like Diary of a Future President better than High School Musical, the musical series, but they're both right there. They're both really good. So that's my review for Diary of a Future President, and let's put a little mark on where it stands on my MWG review scale. So to put it on the MWG scale, I'm going to freeze, and I'm going to place it in between good and fantastic, leaning towards fantastic. That's right, Diary of a Future President is pretty good. I honestly did not expect this because some Disney Channel shows, they're kind of hit or miss. Like a show like Ant Farm wasn't too appealing to me, but a show like Austin Alley, I was a huge fan of. So there's just two ends of the spectrum. And this show is on the really, really good spectrum. I like the issues that they deal with. It's important. Dealing with your best friend, trying to patch up. You can't be selfish. You have to actually cater to their needs. And it's like, yeah, sometimes I have to kind of adapt my mindset and be a better friend. I have to do that. I have to cater to what they want, their goals in life. Sometimes I don't do the best of that. And the show helps you with those lessons. And it helps show how people have to deal with the grief of missing their father for 3 years, and how a new upcoming father is not that easy to take in, and then how you kind of lose your role in the house. I really like it. And also the single mom has like a little relationship with a friend who's lesbian and who's kind of like battling with hiding that secret too. So a bunch of like different layers to the show. Definitely not simple surface like past Disney Channel shows. Takes it to a whole nother level. But that's it for me here. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you bless them. Peace out.